Welcome to another episode of Fitness Business Television, made possible this week by AWeber Newsletter Systems. Coming up on today's show, I'm going to share with you how I conduct an effective Member Appreciation Day. I've got a killer resource that's going to help you increase loyalty with your clients by putting them on the cover of a magazine. And I've got some pretty cool strategies for helping you get more done during a day, allowing you to enjoy your free time that much more. I'm Curtis Mock, and this is the show that helps fitness entrepreneurs like you run a more profitable business and have a little fun along the way. So I just spent the last few days in Utah with an amazing group of high-level business owners and entrepreneurs. Now, it's one of the mastermind groups that I'm involved in, and if you're not familiar with what a mastermind group is, all it is simply 10 to 15 people all in a private room, all talking about their business, sharing what's working, what's not, what challenges they're facing. And then what happens is it becomes this big round table session where everybody provides ideas based on the things that you need to help take you from here to here in your business. So it's a very cool environment. I mean, everybody in this room was smarter than I am, which is pretty hard to do. But I walked away with like 30 or 40 pages of notes. My brain was like scrambled eggs on the plane ride home. But I got it figured out, and I've got a lot of cool things to share with you guys. Now, when it was my turn and I shared my story with the group, they wondered whether or not my followers and viewers knew about my story. And I was like, they don't want to hear about me. They want to, they want good information. They want strategies to implement. And every person in the room said that that's not true. So I did promise them that I would let you into my life a little bit more and give you just a little bit more background about how I came to be in the position that I am in now. So here it goes. First off, my birthday is September 27th, so go ahead and mark your calendar and buy me something nice. I like big gifts. My mother died when I was a child, and my dad raised my brother and I on his own for about 5 years. Now, my dad hated his job. In fact, still hates his job, still doing the same thing. He works in a factory on an assembly line, and he has for 40 years. Now, we weren't poor when we were growing up, but we certainly didn't have a lot of extras. And the reason we weren't poor is because my dad worked a ton of overtime to make sure that my brother never went without the things that the other kids in the neighborhood had. Now, the entire time, my dad is just pounding into my head, you do not want to be like me. You do not want to hate your job. You don't want to worry about money, and you certainly don't want to wake up every single day dreading your life. It was very sad, over the years to see him struggle with this. So those are the types of things that I focused on throughout my schooling, and I still focus on now. Now, I was always trying to figure out what it is that I can do, that I can enjoy, that I can make a good living from. And of course, we know there's no money in fitness. Just kidding, obviously. That's what this show is all about, right? So what happened was I found out there was an exercise science program at my university because I was a horrible student, horrible. But it was because I never found anything that I liked, and I love exercise. So that didn't do it for me, so I went on and got a master's degree in public health. I'm not into public health, and I still didn't know what I wanted to do, so I worked for a little bit, and then I grabbed another master's degree, I guess just for the hell of it, but I just didn't know what I wanted to do. So to make a long story short, my entire focus through that second master's degree, which was an MBA, was to figure out how to make money in the fitness industry, enjoy what I do, help a lot of people, and of course, make my dad proud. Now, I don't necessarily know whether that story is interesting for you or not, but I am incredibly proud of my father, and I'm very proud of the story behind me. And just so you know, when I was 10, my father did remarry, and now my mom is also one of my best friends. I'm very, very close with my family. Now, I'm sure there's some of you who can relate to maybe finding success after a slow start in life. If so, I would really love to hear your story if you care to share by leaving your comments below. And I kind of killed the vibe in here. I feel like I should dance again or throw a Yeti. So how about some free stuff? Everyone loves free stuff. We got a free book. Now, as you know, I'm mailing a book to someone every single week. This week's book is The Complete Idiot's Guide to Creative Visualization. Now, I'll admit, I've never read this, but I'm kind of like Chuck Norris. I don't have to read books. I just stare them down until they give me the information that I want. Huh? That's right. But you might like to read it. I don't know. It's probably a really good book, and it doesn't have all the highlights in it that most of my other books do. To get this book and to make me pay some postage to send it to you, all you have to do is leave the best comment of the week below the show notes. Something helpful, something inspirational, whatever that may be. Now, I would like to take a moment and thank this week's sponsor. It's AWeber Newsletter Systems. It is an autoresponder and email broadcast system. Now, if you have a spot on your website where people give you their email address in exchange for a trial membership or similar, AWeber is what I've actually used for a long time to automatically send that free pass and then send follow-up emails to the prospects, and then also to your members also to keep them more loyal. Now, if you've received my Jim Goldmine newsletter over the years, then you've already been exposed to AWeber, because that's what I've used to send all of those for the past 5 years. Now, I recommend it to all of my clients. It's only $19 a month, which means your ROI on this thing is going to be through the roof. It makes your entire email and newsletter process so much simpler. So head on over to awebernewsletters.com and try it out for yourself. And now it's time for your questions again with Ask Curtis. So this week's question comes from Will Denko with Athletic Nation. Will writes, Curtis, do you conduct member appreciation days? If so, what would be some appropriate, cost-effective suggestions you would have for helping me run mine? Now, Will, I have set up a number of these over the years. They are always a lot of fun, and they're normally good for quite a few new memberships. Now, a lot of people do things different than I do, obviously, but what I do when it comes time for a member appreciation day, I approach it as if it were a one-day referral campaign or a referral contest. Now, all the elements are there. You know, you've got prizes, including a grand prize. Your members can bring guests. Those guests can bring guests. Both the member and the guest, sounds like a Dr. Seuss story, they both receive prizes if the guest joins. Now, aside from just signing up some people at the event, which is always fun, the event actually should be more about fun and creating loyalty. Now, to set the event up, you're going to need your entire team involved. And that means you yourself from the top, then your salespeople, managers, front desk staff, personal trainers. All of these people are going to be responsible for increasing the buzz just to get as many people on an RSVP list as possible.